Have you ever wondered how significant this man's character is to the story of Game of Thrones? Even with a sword at his neck, he clings to the truth. He dies worried about what his family will think of him. Yet, under that same sword, Ned Stark cannot speak the truth, and he is forced to watch his family as he dies. Karma appears in its most ruthless form in Game of Thrones. You might think the turning point in Game of Thrones is either 1. When Jaime Lannister pushes Bran Stark from the tower. 2. When Robert Baratheon dies. 3. When Ned Stark discovers that Joffrey Baratheon is Jaime Lannister's son or Q. 4. When Ned Stark is executed. But why does the biggest show in the world open with the death of a nameless coward? With his death, the cycle of karma begins. The beauty of Game of Thrones is that it doesn't care about your emotions. The writer plays God, treating every character equally, whether that character is a great king or a hopeless pauper. Audiences may fall in love with the beautiful, the rich, the loyal, the honorable, or a girl with dragons, but the writer treats each character equally, just as God treats humans. Ned sentences the deserter to death without inquiry, and Joffrey sentences Ned to death even after Ned agrees to take the black. Ned is quick to judge the deserter and kill him. Sometimes honor makes you believe you are always right. Unfortunately, Ned must die in exactly the same way. Another example of brilliant writing is the death of Daenerys Targaryen, which shocked almost every viewer. Many vented their anger in IMDb ratings. Look at this graph of the show's ratings over the years. I'm going to be a little arrogant and justify Daenerys' death, not with one reason but with several. Daenerys prides herself on freeing slaves and killing slave masters. In doing so, she unknowingly accumulates pride and a sense of righteousness that makes her believe she is always right, just like Ned Stark. Confidence rooted in pride and honor is the perfect recipe for dictatorship. When she finally has the freedom to decide how to treat others, she chooses to make them her subjects, refusing to let them choose for themselves. As a result, she faces the same consequences she inflicted on others. Pride often triggers karma and leads to downfall. Some other clear examples of karma are the deaths of Jaime and Cersei Lannister, and of Olenna Tyrell. Before we get to them, let's consider the karmic design of the entire Game of Thrones universe. I feel the writer presents Game of Thrones as the history of millions of years of humanity. The children of the forest may represent Neanderthals, and the first men who migrate from Essos represent Homo sapiens. This migration parallels the out of Africa theory, which suggests that all Homo sapiens migrated from Africa. Homo sapiens from Essos attempt to destroy the religion of the Neanderthals. The children of the forest and the children eventually go extinct because of their conflict with humans and later events. Yet at the end of Game of Thrones, the man who leads the way of the children's religion becomes king of the Seven Kingdoms, completing a full karmic circle. Another reason Bran Stark must become king is poetic justice. Jaime Lannister pushes Bran from a tower, expecting him to die so the twins can keep their affair secret. In the end, both Lannisters are crushed under falling stones, while Bran sits on the throne, surveying the ruins and their bodies. Ramsay Bolton's and Olenna Tyrell's deaths are straightforward. Ramsay feeds his stepmother and her sons to dogs for power. Sansa feeds him and his ambitions to the same fate. Olenna Tyrell poisons Joffrey to gain control of the Seven Kingdoms. She then loses her own kingdom and dies by poison. What I've shown in this video is only the tip of the iceberg. In the next 20 videos, I will reveal an entire mountain as big as Mount Everest that the writer and HBO have hidden. No one has mimicked God better than the God of writing himself, the one and only George R.R. Martin. He follows the laws of nature as strictly as God does. He kills characters as casually as traffic accidents do. He traps characters in situations as cruelly as the worst psychopath. This series of videos is my tribute to the greatest writer God has ever created, at least in my opinion, and to HBO, which reinvents drama every 3 or 4 years like no other production house. Like, share, and hit that bell. Most importantly, subscribe. Otherwise, you may never find me again in this ocean of YouTube videos. Bye for now.